Thanks, Nikki, for a wonderful session. And now I would like to call on stage Rob Williams. Rob is the design manager at Nokia Design Studio and looks after icons. Just the applause are missing, my friends. What's happening tonight? Let's see some energy.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Yes, my name is Rob Williams, and I'm here to talk to you and answer your questions about Nokia's iconography and creating a global language. I guess before I do talk about that, maybe just a bit more about my background. I've been working I trained as a graphic designer. I've been working in the interactive design industry for just a little bit over 10 years. Prior to joining Nokia, I worked in an internet agency where we created online experiences for many large brands. About 3 years ago, I joined Nokia, where I now lead a team where we look at crafting some of the more visual aspects you see on your screen. Things like the wallpapers and themes and iconography. I guess before I talk specifically about Nokia's iconography, maybe it'd be interesting just to ask the question, what actually is an icon? An icon can be described as a visual sign or symbol that helps us find, discover, or communicate certain information. Signs and symbols have been around for many years, and they've helped to communicate certain beliefs and values. Here we've got some examples of some historic symbols that hopefully some will be familiar to you. We've got the symbol of the Hindu faith is one of the most sacred symbols in Hinduism. Also the cross to symbolize Christianity, and then also the Olympic rings that symbolize the 5 continents that take part in the Olympics. Signs and symbols are also surround us in our everyday lives, guiding us in most things that we do. These are some signs and symbols that I've taken pictures of. There's some examples here, some road signs telling us of dangerous bends or when we should stop. Also a cyclist's symbol telling cyclists where it's safer to cycle on the roads. Also, very important signs that indicate potential lethal situations and how we can avoid being electrocuted. And also equally, I think equally as important, signs where we have the little people where most of us are familiar with, helping us to avoid kind of embarrassing situations where we might go into the wrong toilet. I think the interesting thing about signs and symbols is that if you are not necessarily looking for them, you might not notice that they're around. You might not notice the job that they're doing. In fact, I think quite often we only necessarily notice some of the signs and symbols when they're hard to understand or they're wrong. I wonder if you can remember the last time you might have seen some signs and symbols like these, or whether you remember any symbols on your way into the hotel. So just as signs and symbols help us in the physical world, icons help us make sense of our digital worlds. Icons have played a very important part in Nokia products from the beginning. I don't know if you can remember some of these products. The one on the far left was the 3310, which was my first product. I can remember how the icons on that product actually helped me explore and understand where I should go to make phone calls and text messages and where I should store my contacts. I had great fun looking through these phones. We have a vault at Nokia where you can explore some of the old products. So it was a lot of fun looking through some of these phones. It's kind of like meeting lots of old friends. So where is Nokia's iconography today? Well, just as in the beginning, icons play an important role in devices today. We're no longer just calling or texting, we're kind of publishing video or looking at photos or poking people and doing much, much more. New services are constantly being added to our devices. And as a result, the global language that we're creating through iconography has to be constantly expanded and updated, adding new signposts to help us direct people to these new features and functions on our devices. Just as they did, interestingly, as devices in the early days. So you may have noticed I purposely left out the labels on these icons. I thought it would be quite interesting just to see if you could perhaps guess what some of these icons are. Some of them might be more familiar to you, and some of them are the kind of more recent services and features that we've added. Just a little challenge. I'll ask you in a minute. So there are many challenges to kind of creating icons. When we design icons, we try and base the icon on something in the real world. For instance, here you can see like the shopping bag or the microphone. But also we have, I guess increasingly so, more challenging situations where there's not actually a real world object to identify with for a certain thing, without giving too much away. So, do you think you are able to maybe guess what some of these icons are? Go for it.
The first is file Novi, the second is contact, third is music, the fourth is the recorder, the fifth is the home screen, sixth is camera, the OB store, OB maps, the seventh is connectivity, that's engage, and that's application. The other one looks like connectivity of some sort, maybe Wi-Fi or
This.
the ninth, number 9.
Number 9, yes. The quite challenging one, that one. Well done. I was expecting good things from you guys, so you performed well. If I had a prize, I would give you one, but unfortunately, it's just us. Well done, yes. I mean, as I was saying, there are many challenges to creating some of these icons. For instance, the near-field communication. It's kind of a slightly abstract concept, so that's one that we kind of constantly try and evolve. There are also many other challenges to kind of creating these icons. When we take into account that we need to design icons that are understood by people that use our services and our products all around the world, we have to take into consideration 80 languages, 150 countries, and we have to find the cultural commonalities between 1 billion people. This is why we kind of like to think of our icons as forming a global language and one that's in use every day. So how do we go about updating our icons and evolving our icons? As Nikki mentioned, kind of core to the work that we do at Nokia Design is going out and meeting people and understanding their everyday lives and how, particularly in the instance of icons, how their relationship with certain signs and symbols, and also understand how they use their devices and in what